Now, I'm not sure why, but nobody seems to be talking about the fact that Gigafactory Shanghai is now producing more vehicles at an incredible margin of 29% than Gigafactory Fremont produces. But Tesla isn't happy with that. They're not stopping there. They're actually expanding Gigafactory Shanghai so they can make more vehicles and export more of these vehicles all around the world. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Electric Viking. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate your support. So does the electric revolution. So does the world. Well, hey, that's what this channel is about. Making the world cleaner and greener. And you know what? I don't espouse doing this at the cost of, well, anyone, because I just think it's logical. Electric cars are logical. They're already priced cheaper than ICE vehicles in China. It's set to happen in the rest of the world. Why not make it happen faster? Renewable energy is actually cheaper now than crappy old coal. So let's make it all happen faster. Now, if you've already jumped on Patreon and just pledged $3 a month or more, there's 4 different tiers, then thank you so much for doing so. That means a lot to me, and that will help me to really get this mission going quicker. Now, Tesla, what are they up to? Whether you like them or not, they're actually the reason this has all gone so well, and it's also going so quickly. We may have never been to at this point for another 20 years if it wasn't for Tesla doing what they did in making the electric car fashionable and the in thing to do. Now, interesting things are happening at Gigafactory Shanghai that I don't think anyone is talking about, or at least very few people are talking about. Elon Musk just confirmed that Gigafactory Shanghai's production now exceeds production at Fremont, which is interesting because Elon Musk actually said yesterday that they plan on increasing Fremont factory in California's production by 500,000 vehicles per year. That's a huge increase. That's basically doubling what they're doing right now this year. But one thing I don't think people realize, because most people are not talking about this for some reason, is that Gigafactory Shanghai is constantly expanding. I've been watching the drone videos and they aren't stopping. They're continuing to build. So it's like Tesla went, yeah, we'll build this massive factory. We'll make, as much production as we can run through that factory, make it as efficient as possible. And by goodness, it is efficient. What are they making? 29%. 29% profit margin on their vehicles on average. And this comes from different sources in the industry, not just one. It's not hearsay. This is from people who actually do the research. Tesla are making 29% on average on their cars coming out of Shanghai. Industry market average is 8 to 10%. I mean, I don't know how the other Western manufacturers can compete with that. China can, because look at the prices they're selling their cars for. Insane. But in the West, man, this is really scary. And it's also really scary when you consider what the CEO of Volkswagen just said, that Tesla can make the Model Y apparently in 10 hours in Gigafactory Berlin, whereas it takes Volkswagen 30 hours to make the same vehicle. Not the same vehicle, of course, but the equivalent. Whether that's the ID4 or the ID3, both of them take about 30 hours. Now, of course, imagine the cost behind that. The cost increase of taking 30 hours would be astronomical. In addition to that, Volkswagen's batteries also cost significantly more than Tesla's. That's just industry knowledge, not making this up, it's true. Must be hard to be Volkswagen and competing with someone like Tesla and knowing they're just about to launch in Berlin. That's scary. Tesla is actually about to do some really big things. I think people are sleeping on them because we've been talking about this for so long. People are kind of getting sick of Tesla. They're getting sick of hearing about it. Tesla's always this. They're always saying Tesla. They're on, I'm sick of this. But you shouldn't be. You should be investing. Even if you think the price is high now, I'm telling you now, the price of Tesla is actually cheap compared to what it will be in 2030 when they are the world's largest company. Now, as Tesla's main export hub, Gigafactory Shanghai, output will play a significant role in the company's global growth. They'll probably be exporting cars as they do now to, well, where to? Let's have a think about this. Australia, New Zealand, Japan, all around China, Southeast Asia, maybe India. Where else? I don't know. You should tell me in the comment section below, where else do you think they'll export cars from Gigafactory Shanghai? Well, what I find interesting is what is going on with the Tesla Model 2 in Shanghai. That will be big news when that is announced, whether that's this year or next year. Now, Musk said we have 3 new factories. Gigafactory Shanghai has done an incredible job, and Giga Shanghai now exceeds Fremont in production. He said this yesterday at the shareholder meeting, or last night. And he pointed out that Gigafactory Shanghai took only 11 months to build and reached full volume production in a year. Since Gigafactory Shanghai started operations, Tesla's production and delivery numbers have noticeably increased. Now, if Tesla can meet full volume production in a year at Gigafactory Texas and Gigafactory Berlin, then in 2023, they could potentially produce 3.5 million vehicles. And I think by 2030, I agree with solving the money problem, Tesla will deliver at least 10,000 vehicles worldwide. But I see vehicles as actually only a small part of their potential valuation. I see robotics and automation and batteries as the 3 keys. And automotive is, this is sort of the way I see it in this hierarchy. Yep, robotics, automation, batteries, and cars, in that order, in that hierarchy. See that? Yep. So we need to stop talking about the car so much. I need to stop talking about the car so much. We need to consider, when we think about a company, what are they doing over the next 10 years? When you invest in a company, whether that be General Motors, whether that be Ford, not that I recommend doing that, don't do it, please. Whether that be BYD, whether that be any company, a mining company, we need to think carefully, what are they doing in the next 10 years? Now, Tesla is not going to deliver on robotics within the next 5 years, in my view. They think otherwise, but I don't think so. But they will within 10 years. And that is going to be an enormous game changer. Now, in Q1 2020, Tesla reported producing 102,672 vehicles, and they delivered 88,400. By Q4 2020, Tesla production numbers went up to 179,757. Tesla deliveries increased as well to 180,570 in the fourth quarter of that same year. Tesla's recent production numbers for Q3 2021 showed a significant increase in production and deliveries. Tesla reported producing 237,823 vehicles and delivering 241,300 units in the third quarter. They also increased their prices significantly in the United States because they have too much demand. They're trying to slow that demand down because now for many of their cars, you've got to wait 6 to 8 months. Tesla doesn't want that. Now, what is the reason for that? Well, the primary reason is part shortages, semiconductor chip shortages, blah, blah, blah. They've done well to pivot in this situation, but part of their pivoting involved the fact they really only sell 2 cars. Really, 95% of their cars are just the 2 models, the Y and the 3. This is a big benefit. It's a big disadvantage to have the 30 models that GM plans on having in 2025 that are electrified, and the 70 models that Volkswagen plans on having in 2025 that are electrified. That is the key reason I haven't invested in Volkswagen 70 models. I think this is not an efficient way to build cars. Now, in early January 2020, Giga Shanghai had a run rate of 3,000 vehicles a week. At the beginning of 2021, Shanghai reached a production capacity of 8,000 per week. As of early September, Giga Shanghai has a reported annualized production rate of 450,000 vehicles. Now, they're not going to stop there, believe me. Actually, I'd just like to give a special hand to the Tesla China team, Elon Musk said, taking a moment to clap for them himself. So it's the best quality, lowest cost, and also low drama. So it's great, Musk commented. Seems like a stream of consciousness tweet, but anyway. Musk's mention of little drama might be a reference to Tesla China's brake failure protest incident and some of the other idiotic protests going on in China and scams from other automakers trying to defame them, which is unfortunate, but that's what's happening, which sparked a sort of trend that could have damaged the EV automakers' reputation. However, the Tesla China team took swift legal action against individuals who sparked the brake failure allegations and others who supported it with their false anecdotes and false made-up stories. So fortunately, that seems to be dying down in China. Once you know you're going to get sued, you're less likely to commit the crime. Now, in addition to this, for those of you who don't know, Tesla has just moved its headquarters to Austin, Texas. Primarily because it's not too far away from Boca Chica for SpaceX. And obviously, Elon is technically the CEO of SpaceX, although he doesn't really run it. And he's the CEO of Tesla. So for him to be close to both of those, it's a big advantage. I think he also likes living in Texas. Apparently he lives in a little kind of basically a trailer type house that's worth $50,000, he says. I like that a billionaire lives in a $50,000 house. That's pretty cool. Now, if you're not invested in Tesla, you should be. I know some people think the valuation is high, but compared to its growth trajectory, compared to what it will be doing in 2030, it's actually pretty low. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.